Hi everybody, welcome to the Baguette Investor Tour for a new video. Hope you had a great week in trading. As you can see, mine is a slight uptick on the upside, but it's very interesting to see what's causing this uptick. It's just the euro to dollar exchange rate moving into the favor of me holding more dollars than euros. So I actually did not make any winning trade this week. It's just because of the exchange rate, because I'm looking at my performance in the euro currency. Maybe I should look at it in the dollar currency, but I don't know, because I live in the eurozone. I don't see any reason to display that as a dollar. But of course, in my technical analysis, I always use US dollar charts in order to be able to compare everything equally. If you compare different charts with different currencies, this does not make really much sense. And it's really important in the case if you're comparing very, very volatile currencies like, I don't know, Russian or Indian currencies. Anyways, let's get back to trading and technical analysis, because that's what I do the best. You can see the Bitcoin chart, still nothing to trade here for me. If you're buying this support, well, good luck to you. But for me, I don't see anything to buy. It's just we can see this support is holding. I have nothing to add. Ethereum still in this range that long-term investors really don't care about. As long as it's not breaking down here, I'm not short. If it's not breaking up here, I'm not long. So yeah, nothing really interesting. What's more interesting is stocks that are also on the edge of breaking down. If we break down this area right there this week, I really believe that we're going to get lower and start a very strong correction. On the Nasdaq, the correction is pretty strong, but it's nowhere near what can happen during big corrections. If you look at corrections that happen, like this, it can happen in a matter of a few weeks. It can get down very fast, especially with what the fundamentals are saying with the Federal Reserve policy. I'm still looking more at value stocks rather than growth stocks, because value stocks have really held so much more. The two sectors that I'm looking at are oil stocks, energy stocks, and marine shipping stocks. It's the really two sectors I'm looking at this week, even though I'm still not very aggressive because the market is, well, telling you not to be. But the main part of this video that I want to talk about are commodities, because there is something happening. People talking about inflation being transitory. It can be true for some of the one of the main inflation drive was marine shipping. So Baltic Dry. Where is it? This is the price index for the price of maritime transport. So if you want to transport goods from Shanghai to Rotterdam or from Shanghai to, I don't know, Los Angeles, this is the world price for this. And you can see that we had a huge spike and that now the spike is coming down. So the narrative for inflation to be transitory would make total sense, because right there you're in an inflation period and now we're entering in a deflation period. But what's happening on energy, however, you look at GSCI commodity index, it's not looking nowhere near bearish. We are actually piercing this huge resistance that goes back all the way from 2015, again in 2018, and now we're breaking above. So I'm really cautious about inflation, because there is a lot of room. We are in a deflation period since 2008. If you look at GSCI index history, the index looks a little different because it's not the ETF, but you have the same idea that commodities are still a bull market. But what's interesting is that you have a deflation period and inflation period on commodities, and maybe we are starting to see the start of a new inflation period for commodities. I don't know. What is interesting, look at this breakout. This is the Invesco DB energy. So this is just the energy prices. You remove everything that is not energy. You can see we are also breaking out here. So there is need to pay real attention to this. Agricultural products. This is nowhere near as bullish as the others, but the trend on the weekly time frame is really setting up And even the daily looks like one of the best configurations ever. So I'm really paying attention to agricultural commodities and food inflation, because that's also a huge driver of inflation, is how food and agricultural commodities are going through the roof. And base metals are still way above the previous levels that, for energy, we're kind of have the same kind of pattern, except we are here. And you can see that base metals just confirmed their uptrend, and now it's really in a choppy. You had a very speculative run on some of the industrial metal. I can't remember which one what it was, but yeah, still being very cautious here. Gold is maybe the key indicator to commodities bull markets. I don't know, you tell me. I'm looking at gold and it's looking like it's consolidating for a while and should give us the break up or down in the next weeks. I hope so. But yeah, I'm really bullish commodities at the moment. Tell me in the comments what you think about commodities. Do you own commodities? And how to profit from commodities running? Of course, you can buy the spot commodity or the ETF commodity, but you can also buy companies that are linked to the commodity. For example, you can buy copper directly. You can find some copper related assets. This is the copper price, the copper futures. You can see it's hanging out at all-time high right there. Very dangerous place for copper, because copper going up is not good for the economy and for you as a participant in the economy. It means massive inflation. If you're long copper, of course, is good, but I don't know. I'm not thinking about myself as a trader only. I'm also thinking about what it matters in terms of the whole stock market and economy. Anyways, you can see copper is setting up. We'll see in the next month what it does, but the biggest company is called Freeport-McMoRan, and you can see that if you are bullish on copper, you can either buy spot copper or buy a copper-linked companies. So Freeport-McMoRan is the biggest copper miner in the world, and yeah, that means you can see it opens America, copper mines, South America mining, Indonesia, all that kind of stuff. So yeah, there are very different kinds of way to profit from inflation, at least to hedge. Energy prices keep rising and rising. We are still nowhere near the price of oil back in 2008, nowhere near in 2014. I don't know. I'm just sharing this with you. I'm a little concerned about nobody talking about these levels being broken while nobody is speaking about them, which might mean that we still have a lot of room to go up. I don't know. I'm a little anxious about inflation right now, and I try to hedge myself as good as possible. So the inflation stocks I'm looking at are, of course, the maritime stocks that go into hand-to-hand. This is not the one. This is the one. That go hand-to-hand with maritime shipping inflation. And there are the energy stocks that go hand-to-hand with energy prices inflation. Tell me what you think in the comments. Special mention to carbon contracts in the European Union. I don't know if you know. I don't know if it's the same thing in the US, but in the European Union, if you want, you need to buy rights to emit carbon. Before you emit it, you need to buy contracts into the EU. Companies can buy and sell them their contracts, and they're finally tradable in Europe. So I believe it's CARP that has more history. Yeah, this is the price history for carbon. Wisdom Tree Commodity Securities Limited, Wisdom Tree Carbon, and I believe it's this what it means. It's the carbon contracts. I don't know. You tell me if I'm right. I know this one is for sure the Wisdom Tree Carbon exchange traded commodity. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I don't have many more things to add. Taking a little around the sectors. Yeah, you can take a look at the sector difference. I already made a video about this, but I'm going to repeat it here if you've not watched the video. Just take a look at this energy sector and technology sector. If that doesn't speak to you, well, go and check the video that I made last week. It's going to be interesting. That's it. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video. Goodbye.